So outdoor or indoor, and it's a big market, and especially for the fish, a lot of fish stalls. And we don't have like the frogs. We eat the frog's leg. French eat frog legs. Yes, we eat only the legs. Okay. And but usually you don't see the whole piece. We won't eat this, the frogs and this big. I don't know the name. Soyu, This is a yun fan. It's a destiny. I never imagined why would I pick up Hong Kong? But since small, I've always been attracted by Asia, or mostly Japan or China. But so it wouldn't be a surprise, but really why Hong Kong at that time? No, I think it's because of my husband here. My name is Christine Capio. I've been living in Hong Kong for almost 36 years now. And I came to Hong Kong because of love, because of my husband. I met him when I was a student in Paris. At that time I was studying arts. I was a designer in ceramics, industrial ceramics. So he was a student in Paris at the same time. He had a scholarship from the French government. So we met, and then I followed him here. I'm very happy, I'm very fortunate. I think people are very nice, and it's a very exciting city. And for me, especially when I came, it was, I never traveled to Asia before, and everything was so different. And then, of course, the language was kind of a barrier, to communicate with people. I'm French, and my English was not very good, and I wanted to learn Cantonese and have to perfect my English, so have to pick up a lot of things. But when you're young, interested in you want to integrate, and it was nice to discover a new culture. Yeah, I will buy the pickled mustard from her. I would buy some salted egg, pan, or say the other one, pan, the 1,000 eggs, 1,000 years egg. This the lam yu, the hong sek, we do for some special dishes. And of course, I buy some dried chang yu, the octopus. It's all very tasty for the soup. So everything was so different, the weather, and then how people behave, like Hong Kong people, they are so fast, so efficient. I first arrived, remember, first was very hot, and then you take the lift to go to my husband's family's place, and then you push the button and get in, and immediately people pressing the button to close the door. The first time in my life, I say, oh, I didn't know there was such a button, to press so people are very, very fast, and yes, there's many aspects of Chinese culture and French cultures have similarities, but they both have good food, they love food, but other aspects, the Chinese people are maybe more superstitious or more respectful of the families. And superstitious, I am talking because when we wanted to get married, we went to register, we had to choose a day for a wedding, and then people ask us to choose a date, and for us we just said, oh, it doesn't matter. So it sounds very strange because usually Chinese will pick up a very auspicious date. Yeah, things about the traditions, maybe more. They like family reunions, to be united, to have this big dinner before festivities, before festival. And festival like Chinese New Year can last for 1 week or 10 days. This book has been published, my first book of the Gweimui series, in 2016, so 6 years ago. Actually, I wrote for myself, or more like a record, like for my family or my son, because we seldom, I think, take time to talk about our past to our children, So I started, okay, how do I met my husband, why I came here, and so I explain it all in the book, in short stories, and then I realized actually it's all these kind of questions that people were asking me all the time, where so we considered publishing it, and then we decided to give the royalties to charities, to NGOs, because these past years have been helping different NGOs. I love wet markets. Of course, we have wet markets in France, but there's different way of presenting things. Foreigners or even local, maybe they don't have time or they think it's like my son, he thinks it's dirty, it's smelly. True, but in a way it's more lively. You can talk to the salesperson, and ask for recipes. And so I explain here, and there's also a glossary, with Chinese, with English, Chinese characters, and also romanization, it's like a pinyin, how to pronounce it. So it's no excuse, you can give it a try. So, I want to encourage people to visit the local places, not only go to some famous supermarket, and buying vegetable will come from, I don't know where. So this is the stall I come very often to buy tofu or some bamboo shoot we don't have. This lady, she always have a small quantity of bamboo. This one I think is the winter one, still the winter. Then the spring one will be longer. And then they have this mushroom as well, We have many kinds of mushrooms in France, but we've never seen that. This one is a straw mushroom, yeah. And also one thing in Hong Kong, usually they help you to, if you ask, they will peel the veggies. Yeah, so the third book, it will be like, it's going to be called as well Gweimui. Gweimui means young foreigners or ghosts, So of course I'm not a young girl now, but it's nice to be called young girl. Could be the Gwaipo. So I'm talking about COVID in the third book, but it's light stories and kind of funny stories, or things change my life. But it's a positive way of looking at things, because actually there's lots of positive things happen. Like I couldn't go out or help or do this or that, so I stay home and I tend to focus on drawing. And did a challenge, 100-day challenge to draw every day and make some illustration about COVID. Because of course I was deeply influenced, like everybody else, about the environment, about the news. I think it's an inclusive city. When people it's easy to get around and to be accepted. And but one thing is certain, that in every country, if you speak the language, people are even more friendly with you. As soon as you speak, of course you can speak in English, but sometimes you have a barrier. Some people don't like, or they're not very fluent. So if you speak, then immediately you open the door and you have more contacts with local peoples. 仔仔唔喺度啊，今日放假。翻咗去唞翻咗。佢有 BB 啊？係啊，我先仔4個月啦。哦，恭喜啊 ！I would say always something to discover, because I'm not perfect. I can speak Cantonese, but I still have a long way, to learn to be perfect. So it's amazing. I've been here for 36 years, but I'm still discovering things or learning things, which is exciting. Maybe it's bad, say, 36 years, she doesn't know that, she should know better. But in a way, you always feel like, always something new, or maybe it could be a word, or it could be something, or another way of cooking it, or... 喺度啊 ，OK， 唔該晒，拜拜，下次見，下次見。